Ink ribbon.
It's finally time to cover one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy X. I plan to do a video on each character, but today we're starting with the Black Mage of the group. So sit back and enjoy yourself as we head back to Spira. From belts that weigh a ton to a beach-ready baby bump, here are 50 facts about Lulu. Lulu's hometown is listed as Besaid, which implies that she was born and raised on the island. Lulu is 22 years old during the events of Final Fantasy X. Braska went on his pilgrimage to defeat Sin 10 years prior, which means that Yuna was brought to Besaid when she was 7, which means they've known each other since Lulu was 12. Each party member has stats and overdrives that steer them towards a specific job. Lulu is the black mage of the party and can deal massive damage with offensive spells. Funny enough, if you teach Yuna the black magic spells, her magic and speed are both much higher than Lulu's, making her a better black mage who also has the power of summons. Interestingly, Lulu wields dolls as weapons. Depending on your weapon abilities, its appearance will change, with all of them being a reference to a monster or mascot from the series. Among the possible dolls are a Moogle, a Moomba, a Poo-Poo Alien, a Cactuar, Kate Sith, and her celestial weapon, an Onion Knight. Her appearance was partially inspired by Obeah priestesses, which may also be why she uses dolls as weapons, since voodoo is a common practice. The other main inspiration is modern-day goth and witch aesthetics. If you've ever wondered about the pins in her hair, they are 4 ornamental pins, with each one representing one of the 4 magic elements, being fire, ice, water, and thunder. Belts typically weigh between half a pound and a pound. From what I could count, her dress consists of about 28 belts. This means that all the belts of her dress weigh between 14 and 28 pounds. Her English voice actress is Paula Tiso, who has done a ton of really famous roles in both cartoons and video games, including several voices in Fallout 76, Orochi in Fire Emblem, Laughing Octopus in Metal Gear Solid 4, and many more.
The truth is, I'm not laughing.
2 years before meeting Yuna, Lulu was the sole guardian of Lady Ginham, who appears as an unsent in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith.
It is. It's you, is it not, Lady Ginham? Forgive me. I was too young.
We learn that Lulu has never been able to forgive herself for failing as a guardian. After defeating Lady Ginham, Lulu can visit her in the far plane and speak to her.
I'm still not the person I wanted to become. Not yet. I'll come back to let you know how things went.
Lulu's theme is only played once in the entire game, played during the optional part of the game where you can get Yojimbo as a summon. Brave Exvius features Lulu as both a summonable vision and an optional character. Your vocabulary word for the day is décolletage. Apparently that's the word for a wide open neckline for dresses like hers. To get each character's celestial weapons, the player has to do a series of various challenges. Lulu's challenge is one of the most infamously hated ones, where the player has to dodge 200 lightning strikes in a row in the Thunder Plains. After acquiring the weapon and the crest and sigil for it, Lulu's celestial weapon is the Onion Knight. Aside from being a fun reference, its auto abilities include break damage limit, triple overdrive, magic booster, which makes spells 50% stronger but doubles their MP cost, and 1 MP cost, which makes all spells cost 1 MP, although because of Magic Booster all her spells will cost 2 MP. It also has better physical damage, doing more damage if Lulu's magic stat is high. Lulu's overdrive is called Fury. In Japanese, it's called Temptation. The Fury overdrive allows Lulu to take any black magic spell and charge up a barrage of multiples by rotating the right analog stick as fast as you can. The more powerful the spell is, the more rotations it takes. Not only does this cast multiple spells, but they're able to be used while silenced, bypasses reflect and shell, and they don't use any MP. Unfortunately, due to the time it takes to execute and the low amount of damage it does, her overdrive is considered the weakest of all the overdrives. Her dolls are apparently based on an unused mechanic from Final Fantasy VI, but I really couldn't find much information about that, so don't quote me on it. But from what I found on the internet, it was cut content. In the Ultimania book, Lulu's doll types are listed next to her concept art. This list includes Tonberry, but Tonberry dolls are not in the game, so they may have been cut or unused, which is strange since Tonberries are very present in the game. Of all the party members, only Riku, Tidus, and Wakka can swim or participate in underwater battles. There's never really an explanation given as to why, but for Lulu it's most likely that the weight of her belts would make her sink. Lulu has red eyes. At this point in Final Fantasy, I think red is a natural eye color, as demonstrated by Tifa, Pain, and Vincent. It is worth noting that in the world of Final Fantasy X, the only two people who have red eyes are Lulu and Pain. I personally wish Lulu had been added to Final Fantasy X too, but according to developer interviews, the main reason she wasn't included was her personality. Because of her no-nonsense attitude, she'd shut down every conversation and most likely be overprotective of Yuna, acting more like a parent than a friend, which would derail the story multiple times. In X-2, there is a battle arena with different tournaments, and if you play the Youth League tournament, you have a chance to face Lulu as a boss, with a chance of Kumari appearing as well. X-2 also added a sort of Pokemon element, where you could catch monsters and then recruit them to your party. In a New Game Plus, you can capture Lulu and have her join your party, so if you want Lulu as a playable character with Yuna and Riku, you can do that. She even keeps her voice lines from 10.
I hope you like it hot.
The Sphere Break minigame can be played with different coins that you find. There is a rare coin featuring Lulu with a value of 9 and can be won from a player in Bevel. This coin also includes the trait Rare Coin, which increases the chance of getting more rare coins. There was a Japanese exclusive game called Gunslinger Stratos, which had a bonus outfit based on Lulu's design. Not a Lulu fact per se, but I saw that if you scan Lulu, you see that she's immune to Threaten, but it seems that every member of the party is immune to it. The strange thing is that it's a player-only ability, and there's no enemies that use Threaten. The only thing Threaten does is immobilize you until the next turn.
Stop, now! You move, you die.
Lulu's relationship to Yuna is very important to her, making her actions very admirable because she desperately wants Yuna to not even be a summoner, but she puts her own feelings aside and continues to support her no matter what. Lulu ends up serving as a role model for both Yuna and Riku, with Yuna confiding in her and Riku saying she wants to be just like her.
Only those who try will become.
Huh?
I think he means you have to work hard if you want to be like Lulu.
Oh, I will.
Kimari think Riku should stay Riku.
In Final Fantasy XIV, players can acquire a minion called Wind-Up Lulu. Final Fantasy X has a hidden relationship system, and if Lulu's is the highest, you can have some exclusive scenes with her. One of these is in Guado Salam, where Tidus can choose the option to flirt with Lulu, to which she will reply,
I shouldn't have to say this, but don't fall in love with her. Interesting. I suppose I could add you to my list. I wish you good luck, little boy. You're going to need it.
Throughout the story, Lulu takes it upon herself to deliver a lot of context to Tidus, and the player, about the rules and traditions of Spira, sometimes even telling him without realizing.
There's no temple here in Guado Salam, see? Summoners usually just pass through on their way elsewhere. What?
I didn't even ask a question and you're explaining things.
She doesn't seem to have any pockets, so when Lulu uses items in battle, she pulls them out from her cleavage. In Final Fantasy X-2, some players notice that Pain and Lulu both have red eyes, serious personalities, and a sort of leather goth aesthetic. Despite her similarities to Pain though, they don't seem to be connected or related in any way. Before the events of Final Fantasy X, Lulu and Chappu were lovers, Chappu being Wakka's younger brother. Chappu said if the Besaid Aurochs won the Blitzball tournament, he would propose to her, but unfortunately he was killed by Sin during a battle in Jose before that could happen. In Final Fantasy X-2, it was revealed that Lulu was not only with Wakka, but also they were expecting a child. Even though she's 9 months pregnant, she continued to wear a corset and had no visible signs of a belly. The reason for this was simply that the developers just didn't want to make a new model for Lulu.
Ooh. It kicked. Really?
I want to feel.
The baby her and Wakka have is a boy named Vidina, chosen by Wakka with your help. I had a sneaking suspicion that the name might be Albed, so I put it into an Albed translator, and sure enough, Vidina translates to future in Albed. In Besaid, the middle right tent is where Lulu, Wakka, and now Vidina live. It's never clear if Yuna also lived with them, but she was probably staying in the temple due to her training. Taking a closer look at the only camera angle we get, it seems that there's a lot of bottles and what appear to be cooking apparatuses, which none of the other tents have, implying that Lulu may have made potions or other items for the village. Lulu's belts turned out to be very difficult to render in the FMV cutscenes, so to get around this, she was either simply shown from the waist up or from behind whenever possible. She was also shown just off screen, especially when there's complex movements and action happening. Another creative and fitting way they got around this was during the scene in Bevel where they're sliding down the chains, we see Kimahri holding her while she's in a seated position. I was wondering where the fur trim for Lulu's dress could have come from, so after looking at all the enemies in the game, the fur may have come from a behemoth, a coral, a Mihen Fang, a Valaha, or a Wendigo. If Lulu has the highest relationship of your party members, when Titus does his Blitz Ace overdrive, she will be the one to throw him the Blitz Ball. In the audio drama Final Fantasy X Will, we learn that Lulu has become the mayor of Besaid and continues to live there with her husband and child. And that is the last we have heard about Lulu. So as I continue my live streams of Final Fantasy X, I will continue to make facts videos for each party member, so I hope you're looking forward to those. And thank you for all of you who tuned into the live streams, I've been really enjoying it so far. If you learned something new, then be sure to cast Firaga on that like button and subscribe for more gaming videos just like this. Remember to drink water, and until next time, I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon.
In the snow, the frosty diva, summon her, her name is Shiva. When you feel helpless,